Okay, so welcome to Module 1, How to Join SAG, the old-fashioned way. In this section, we're going to look at the three primary avenues to guild membership, and then we will, of course, get into what you've been waiting for, the new super secret Black Ops Ninja Get Your SAG Card Now New Media Window of Opportunity, not loophole, trademark way, that will allow you to do what it takes a lot of actors years to accomplish. And you won't have to. How cool is that? If you want to skip ahead to the how-to portion of the show, you could skip to Module 3 where we start getting into how to fill out the preliminary paperwork. But I would encourage you, you've paid your money, listen to this, and perhaps you will learn something. You will know stuff. So, yeah, here we go. Essentially, there's only one way to become eligible for SAG membership, and that is to get hired as a professional actor under a union contract. Either by working under a SAG contract as a principal performer or as an extra, and I'll break that down in a moment, or by working under an affiliated performers union contract. Let's take these out of order, and I'll look at that last one first. If you are currently a paid-up member of either ACTRA, that's the Canadian union, well, you know what it is if you are, Actors Equity, AFTRA, AGMA, or AGVA, and you have been at least for 1 year, and you have worked at least once as a principal performer under one of those contracts, then congratulations, you're already SAG eligible. So just contact the SAG membership department and send them proof of employment along with the initiation fee and the first semi-annual dues, and you're in, and you don't need me. So go along and prosper. If you're still here, the other way of becoming SAG eligible, as I said, is to work under a SAG contract. And similarly, if you have already worked under a SAG contract in a principal or speaking role, then congratulations. Again, you are already SAG eligible, so just contact the SAG membership department and they'll tell you what to do next. But if you are not, if you haven't already gotten a principal role in a SAG contract, how do you do that? How do you do that if you're not already a member of SAG? This is the catch-22 that actors have been facing for many, many years. As a matter of fact, before 1947, when the National Labor Relations Act, stick with me here, was passed, that was the Taft-Hartley Act, it was pretty much impossible. They couldn't hire you at all if you were non-union, and you couldn't get into the union if they didn't hire you. The Taft-Hartley Act opened up a window that made it possible, though still not necessarily easily, but that's why this whole thing and why people have been able to get into SAG in the first place. Personally, I got into SAG when I was 17 by getting the lead in a movie when the star that they'd already hired broke his arm 2 weeks before shooting. I had nothing to do with that. Now, I can't say that's likely that that will happen to you, but it is possible. A producer could hire you, a non-professional actor, in a principal or speaking role in a film or commercial or TV show. Simply fill out a Taft-Hartley form, pay the fine, and boom, you're in. Oh, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Yes, there's actually a fine involved. Not always, I mean, because it's kind of up to SAG's discretion, but in the big codified basic motion picture and television agreement, that's the one that SAG negotiates with the big studios like Disney and Warner Brothers and Sony and all those guys. There are 2 sections there that specifically deal with hiring non-professional performers. One of them is called Union Security, and the other one is called Preference of Employment. And both of them have a subsection that says that SAG can fine the producer anywhere from $500 to $800, really if they want. So there is a bit of a disincentive to hire non-union. You haven't been imagining this, but I'll get back to that in a moment. And let's talk about extra work. If you work a minimum of 3 days as a SAG-covered background performer, then you are eligible to join SAG. And this is how that works. And a lot of people think this is the only way, but it's not. See, many of the SAG contracts actually require a producer to hire a certain number of SAG members as SAG, in quotes, SAG-covered background performers. Over that required number, the producer is allowed to hire non-union extras and pay them whatever they want, minimum wage, whatever. However, if the required number of SAG extras don't show up on the day, then the production company can hire non-union extras as, in quotes, SAG-covered background performers just for that day, and they'll give them what's called a voucher. So if you can manage to collect 3 of those vouchers, then you will become SAG eligible. So it's sort of like 3 of those extra vouchers are worth 1 full Taft-Hartley thing. And it's not easy. So, to reiterate, become a member of another performance union and get hired as a principal performer in that union. 2, get hired in a principal role under a SAG contract. 3, do a minimum of 3 days work as a SAG-covered background performer and not just a non-union extra in a union project. Can it be done? Obviously, thousands of people have done it before you. Is it easy? Well, if you're lucky, I suppose it can be, and it can also take a while. It can take a long while. But what if you don't believe in luck? What if you're one of those awesome people who finds out what they can actually do to get a thing done and does it? Well then, you're in luck. Thanks to the new, super secret, Black Ops Ninja Get Your SAG Card Now New Media Window of Opportunity, not loophole, trademark way, which we will talk about in the next module.